Hey guys, what is up? Nick here, and first things first, I just want to say woohoo! I got over, on my overall channel videos, I got over 1,000 views, so I am super excited. I just want to say thank you everybody who watches my crappy videos. I truly appreciate that, and I think it's a pretty cool accomplishment, especially since I wouldn't say I was too chicken shit to start to start a YouTube channel, but I certainly, it's a big commitment, and you don't really know how you're gonna be received and if you're gonna fail and all that. So I'm really happy that the people are watching my videos. It's really awesome. Okay, so enough of the mushy stuff. Just want to say thanks to everybody who watches my crappy stuff. I really appreciate it. Dead Space 3. I decided, you know what? I got over 1,000 views on my channel. Why not do this? I thought I was going to do this much later, and you know what? I want to do it now. It's going to be Dead Space 3 Hardcore Flamethrower Run. Now, unfortunately, the way that Dead Space 3 is, it pretty much screams at you to build weapons. It does. One of the big things about the game is to actually customize weapons and make weapons that would fit a certain situation. And going through with the flamethrower is kind of boring. I mean, one of the cool things that I like when I watch this is people who spend some time at the workbench, not like half an hour per video, but a couple of minutes, and kind of explain what they want to do, what kind of guns they're going to craft, and the reason why. So going with just a flamethrower is kind of boring-ish, I suppose, for me anyways, as I'm playing, because I'd really want to use some other weapons, but I can't, because that's the challenge. But I don't know. I guess we'll push through that. I do have a couple of things to add to the challenge. First of all, flamethrower is basically, in my opinion, is any frames that have a pneumatic torch on it. So it could be a blowtorch for a compact, it could be a flamethrower for a heavy frame, it could also be a cryogenic, because it still uses a pneumatic torch. So just want to say, if you see me using a cryogenic, and you're like, well, wait a minute, it's not a flamethrower, I consider it is, because it's using a pneumatic torch. I probably won't use the cryogenic, but I might. I don't know, I'll have to, I'll think about it. Also, there's a couple of other things. Second one is survey charges. Now in Dead Space 2, the flamethrower functioned this way. If you haven't seen my... Oh, warning, shameless advertising. If you haven't seen my Dead Space 2 hardcore flamethrower only run, do so. I think you'll enjoy it. And it kind of proves that flamethrowers are really OP in Dead Space 2. And the flamethrower in Dead Space 2 functioned as a normal it's a flamethrower primary attack, and the secondary attack was kind of like a canister shot. Basically, you set a little flamethrower canister on fire and it explodes, so it's kind of a Molotov Cocktail Incendiary Grenade sort of a deal. Well, in Dead Space 3, in order to make that, you have to use a survey charge and some sort of a tip, I think a compressor or something, and then Isaac will lob this kind of a bottle that kind of clinks around and then explodes. Well, I probably in certain situations will use that, simply because I believe it still is a good way to take down nests and such. But overall, I'll try not to use it too much, because it's not really OP, but it's just it doesn't use a pneumatic torch, it uses a survey charge, but it still is part of a flamethrower arsenal from Dead Space 2. In Dead Space 1, if you know, the flamethrower, the secondary function like lobbed a couple of fireballs at the enemies that stayed there and burned. So, okay, one more thing, and this is going to be the hydraulic engine. I personally think melee sucks in Dead Space 3. They toned it down because in Dead Space 2, melee was pretty damn good. In Dead Space... Wait, did I say that right? Let me rephrase this. In Dead Space 2, the melee was pretty damn good. In Dead Space 3, unfortunately, not so good. And they also nuked the stasis, which in my opinion was kind of annoying, really. So I will, without hesitation, use hydraulic engine on my flamethrowers, and that's because it kind of counteracts the fact that melee weapons suck. And the only way they did that, in my opinion, is to encourage you to use hydraulic engine as an attachment. Excuse me, as a weapon part. So they say, okay, well, Isaac's punches aren't going to do jack shit, even though his stomps, I mean, they're like, you know, break bone and metal. So Isaac's punches aren't going to do anything because we want you to craft this weapon that has a melee attachment on it and go and you know, have fun. So I will be using that as well. So basically the challenge here is pneumatic torch part on any of the frames, one-handed or heavy, and then occasionally I'll use a survey charge, and then I will, for one of my weapons, I'll use a melee attachment. And let's see, I'm not gonna have any qualms about, you know, having two flamethrowers, top and bottom, you know, because the way Dead Space is, you can have a top tool and a bottom tool, and I can attach two flamethrowers and do a dual flamethrower deal. So I'm not going to have any qualms about doing that. And obviously, if it doesn't sit with you, saying, oh, that's cheating, or no, it's not really cheating, but oh, it's, you know, it's not, you should just do with one flamethrower and that's it, then, you know, that's not gonna work for me, because I also want to have fun doing this. I don't want to be like, I don't want to drag these videos out and like use door and tricks, you know, or elevator tricks. Basically, I can do that all day, and it'll take you know, one video like 40 minutes while I do this. I also want to have fun and kill necromorphs fairly quickly, and also, you know, I'm playing through this game. I also want to kind of have fun doing it. There's two more things, and I know you might be saying, holy shit, how much more are there? Unfortunately, the way this Dead Space 3 works is, if you've completed, say, Classic, on every mode you get the whatchamacallem, the horns, devil horn. So it's basically like the foam gun from Dead Space 2. I don't believe you get it on hardcore, but you might, I'm not sure. And if you beat pure survival, which I have, you unfortunately get MK2 tips, weapon tips, as well as, and this is a big one, if I don't need to use the MK2 weapon tips, that's fine. The big one is that it gives you a mega resource pack, a starter pack that will give you a little boost in the game, and there's no way to disable it, as far as I know, which would mean that I would start with like 400, no, not like 100, no, maybe 400 tungsten, I don't know, and like 3,000 scrap metal, and then you're like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Haha, how the hell did that work? Did I cheat or what? No, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So, if you're doing a hardcore run, this is going to be the part of my intro, it's kind of a little tip. If you're doing a hardcore run, I would recommend you start a new game. You will have to anyways if you're playing, and do it on impossible if you can. If you can't, tone down the difficulty to hard, because hardcore mode uses hard difficulty, not impossible. So don't play on normal if you can help it. Play it on hard the first time. Then start a New Game Plus Survival and play that. It doesn't really matter what difficulty. I would recommend on hard. Oh wait, no, actually it does matter, because Pure Survival only gives you hard. Unfortunately, Classic Pure Survival, and Hardcore, their set difficulty is on hard instead of impossible. So I lied. So that's why you want to play a new game on hard. That way, when you play Pure Survival, the enemy difficulty and aggressiveness will be the same. Beat the game on Pure Survival, and you will unlock a nice starting bonus to use in your Hardcore. Then in your Hardcore, if you're really struggling, you can use that extra resources to craft weapons. You can upgrade your suit, health, and armor, whatever. So that's a really invaluable tip I'd give, and it's not really, it's kind of annoying, and some people might say it's cheating, but in point of fact it's not. You unlock this, you just don't have a choice on which account or which game you can use. It's automatically unlocked. It's like a DLC weapon, you know, a DLC item. It's just unlocked, and you can use it on every new game you start, which sucks. You know, there you have it. And then, you know, just try to have fun. I know hardcore is not as difficult in my opinion as, say, Dead Space 2 one, because in theory you have unlimited save. No, not in theory. You do have unlimited saves, and but if you die once, that's it. It's game over. So they trade off 3 saves for permadeath on Dead Space 2 versus unlimited saves, but there are no checkpoint restarts and there's nothing. So if you die, you die for good. Because the thing is that in Dead Space 2, all you need to practice is certain chapters until you get to the first save that you feel is the best, save it, and then you're set. You can die anytime you want to, and you can always go back to that first save you made. But in here, it's not. You can't do that. The only problem I would see is flying through space ones. Those are a bitch and annoying, and other than that, I'm not gonna have any problems that I think regarding the flamethrower run. Okay, so I think I babbled long enough. I just wanted to give you this long explanation as to why and what's going on and what I'll be using. So if you skip it and you say, wait, why are you using Survey Charge? Well, you know, it's because I in my introduction I said this. Oh, one more thing, I will get rid of almost all the resources, or by almost I mean as much as I can, and so that I'll have starting resources will be as close to zero as possible, because, you know, it's not kind of, you know, it still is kind of like, oh, well, you're doing this flamethrower run and you're have all this tungsten that you can, or all these resources that you can put in your armor upgrade, and etc, etc. So I want to do this kind of legitimately. Whew. Gotta take a breath. Passing out here. It's actually freaking hot. It's like 88. It's reading 88 in my room. Thankfully the AC is running. I hope that the mic is not picking it up because it's kind of loud, the furnace. But if it is, you know, that's just a necessary evil because I am boiling here still. Let's see. So yeah, I think I covered everything. We'll start with prologue. I'll pick up all the collectibles, so this is also a good collectible run. I'll do all the side missions, which not many people do on hardcore. When they're doing hardcore walkthroughs, they say that they will not do side missions because A, they're long, B, that you have a greater chance of dying. Yes, that's all true, but you know, what if you're looking for a walkthrough that, like, well, I really want to know how to do side missions on hardcore, you know? Well, here it is. There you have it. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and, in this video anyways, I'm gonna go click here, empty spot. I'm gonna click new game. Actually, I did it wrong. Hang on a sec. Yep, I gotta go back. Unfortunately, the way this works is I gotta go through all these messages. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's annoying. Come on. I do have a bunch of DLCs, and they were on sale. And you know, to me, I spent like 140 hours in this game, and to me, if a DLC pack is like 50% off, why not? Because the weapon parts are cool and all that stuff. But I don't usually buy them individually because they're just way too much money. I mean, seriously, guys, this is way too much. So I think I'm gonna load Pure Survival. Okay, that's nice. Why are they telling me this? I already played this. And then you have to go to actually New Game Plus. Then you're gonna have to go to Hardcore. Here it is. Start a new game that's not for the faint of heart. You must beat the entire game without dying. You can save and continue playing, but death will reset you to the very beginning. So click on Hardcore, and then you have to pick a spot to save it. So, but if I were to select a new game here, it would be grayed out like this, and I couldn't. I have to overwrite something. So, unfortunately, that's the way it works here. So I click Accept here. Okay, here it is, Planet Cracker. That's if you play DLC. I mean, if you play Dead Space 2, Scavenger Bot Acceleration, Marauder Pack, Tundra. All of this is part of the Tau Valentis survival, except for the Aegean and Nervator. They were only like 99 cents, so I got them because they were pretty cool. And here it is, MK2 overclock parts. It's because of the Pure Survival mode complete is available, and one-time deposit of mega resources. And there ain't nothing I can do about it. So, you know, there you have it. So here it is, Hardcore. We're starting now. 0-0 complete. Load game. Okay, so I'm gonna end my video here, and I hope to see you in Dead Space 3 Hardcore Flamethrower Run. It's going to be Prologue. That's right, we're going to start with Prologue. So, thanks for watching. This is Nick, and I'm signing out. I'll see you in the next video.